Hey yo, what is up everyone? It is your boy Shazman21 and welcome to another video by your boy Shazman21. That's my little wrestling signature where I'll just like pull up with the, you know what I'm saying? With the webs, the web bullets. Put them, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of which, I just watched wrestling last Friday night. It was Edge versus Sheamus, and yeah, it was a really good match. It was, and to me, it was like a 5-star match. Now, I don't know what Dave Meltzer has to say about that, but honestly, I just never cared about his ratings when it comes to like matches because sometimes some of it is just like really dumb and silly. So I'm just like, I don't really care. I don't really give a shit honestly, but it's just whatever. But for me personally, it's a 5-star match because it was jam packed, it was entertaining, and wow, did they put a clinic on. And on top of that, since this is technically speaking Edge's last match, wow, did he just like went out with a banger, with a whole banger. And I remembered him since I was like a child, like 2006, 2007 when he was doing his thing as a rated R superstar. Man, I used to hate that dude. I used to hate him so much for just the amount of just foolery that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyways, that's a side tangent. I'll talk about that on another video. Maybe we talk episode, maybe, or just separate video. And separate video is fine. We'll see. But yeah, today in this video, actually, uh, I want to talk about control your emotions. All right, so this has been like a thing that I've kind of have, a bit of a struggle with sometimes because we're all human and stuff. So even I am too. No, I'm not an alien, but yeah, it's just I've been struggling with this for quite a bit of time, even from like relationships sometimes, and yeah, it can be a pain in the booty. It can be, but thankfully nowadays it's more like I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty zen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been meditating quite a bit, and it's been working out quite well actually. No, it doesn't give you like superpowers where it's just like, you hold on to senior attention for like 1,000 days and you get powers like Goku. No, definitely not. Although that'd be awesome, but nah, not really. It's it doesn't like go well. Although you never know, you never know. But otherwise, yeah, I've been doing zins and stuff like that, following a bit of like stuff from religion and stuff. But I want to preface this that on this video, this is just for self-developmental purposes only. This is has little to nothing to do with religion. Again, shout out to every religion out there that is there and doing its own thing. It's just that in this particular video, it's just strictly self-developmental purposes. There will be some derivations from, of course, different religion or whatever, but mostly like Buddhism and um, Christianity and stuff like that. But it's just it's just taking like messages and just like applying it to different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like the saying "treat others how you want to be treated." I think that's a Christian saying, but it's more just like how you want to be treated. Essentially, if you treat others like crap, then you are bound to be treated like crap. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to just be kind to other people, essentially. But anyways, that's besides the point. That's just an example. But in this case, it's more about control your emotions. So I found it online. Usually just like looking up on some Buddha lessons here and there, and I actually stumbled upon this blog here where it says being have a Buddha or whatever it's called, like 20 life changing lessons to learn from the Buddha and stuff like that. And I suggest you guys check it out, like just to you know further develop your self developmental journey as well. To like see these quotes here and there and just like see whether or not you resonate with it, And hey, you never know. It can be life changing. I mean, there's even some like insights too that they have here, as well as some stuff like the wisdom of sincerity, prayer. If you guys are into the spiritual stuff like that, I sort of am, but not really. It depends. I could see its purpose. I can see it's like, purpose. I just don't really pay too much attention to that. Although I would like an ornament of the Buddha or whatever at some point, but we'll see what happens. But you know, rocks and all that good stuff. It's like, they're cool. It's just not my cup of tea. And also, fire breathing exercises, that takes less than a minute. If you guys are into that as well, and I might probably check that one out. Who knows? But anyways, I want to go to this quote here that is like relevant to what's going on with, of course, control your emotions, and that is control your mind or it will control you. Now, as the Buddha said, and two quotes here, starting with this one here, which is to enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to align or towards alignments. But never mind. Find a way to alignment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. And another quote: "It is a man's own mind." Let me say it again. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. That is true as well. What it really means is just that, you know, if you lack controlling your emotions, or however it's said or not, um, it is going to be a detriment. It really is, because too much of like having your emotions, control you on a daily, is going to be pretty suffering. Say for example, if you're like angry all the time, it's like if you don't like control that, it's gonna like really, really, be a detriment towards yourself and towards other people, towards your loved ones, most of the time. It's just not good. So it's just best to like control that. Now, this does not mean that, I want to preface again, this does not mean that you don't get rid of emotions entirely and just become stoic or whatever. Just none of that. No. And even with stoicism, it's a different story. But it's like, the thing is, being emotionless and not feeling like emotions and whatnot isn't good either. That's going to numb you forever. Like, you don't want to deal with that. So it's best to just express your emotions as best as possible, whatever that's, happy, sad, anger, um, excitement, or horny, I guess. But it's just whatever you want to feel is whatever you want to feel. Okay, you're a human being. Okay, so whatever you want to feel is whatever you want to feel. All it's really saying is like, just be careful with your emotions. That's it. Just don't allow your emotions to take control of you, because again, you yourself is in control of your actions, your emotions, your fears, everything. You control you. No one else in this whole world is going to control you unless you allow it. Okay, you allow yourself to get controlled by other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, it's more about just being responsible for yourself. And yeah, I believe in that, because if we're like responsible within like ourselves to understand, like it is up to us to deal with the actions and consequences, or the actions and also the consequences of that action, whether good or bad, and just like you know take it into stride. Because again, we do have a sort of bad time doing this. How I'm no exception too, where it's like we point the blame of the stuff that happens to us onto other people, and we rarely take the time to like look within ourselves and say that yeah, we definitely tweaked a bit. Oh god, I'm using Gen Z languages, but basically, you just kind of just like fell off the deep end and started spazzing out, like sometimes it just like takes a a lot of like self-awareness and self-accountability to realize like, hey, sometimes it is my fault. And I'm gonna have to, try to be careful with that next time. Hold on. But yeah, just to summarize all of this up, it is important to make sure that you at least do your due diligence to take care of yourself and also, control your emotions because again, that is something that you can sort of control, okay? You know, there's nothing wrong with feeling these emotions. Again, that's what makes us human. That makes us feel, some type of way about things and it's okay to feel that way. Even guys, yes, you guys can also feel emotions too. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you any more or less of a man. It just makes you a human being. That's it. It's just that again, just like how it is like really bad for someone to like essentially like be stifled of these emotions and just like be numbed or just emotionless, you know, like that's really bad. It is also just as bad as the other extreme if it's like if you allow your emotions to get the better of you and you start to like um, put inadvertently cause harm towards yourself and other people. It's like it's just not good. So just try to keep like a balance between that. You can still feel your emotions, but also you have the capability and the accountability to at least control that as best as possible because there's always at least a time and a place to feel that, and you know that's what matters most. And I also want to leave off with another thing that's also like, sort of related to what's going on, but it's like, um, it just makes sense. As you think, so shall you be. Um, all I'm reading here. Okay. All that we are is a result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts and made up of our thoughts. Thoughts. If a man speaks or acts with evil thoughts or thought, suffering follows him as the wheel follows the hoof of the beast that draws the wagon. If a man speak or act with good thoughts, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him. Um, I'm still kind of learning a little bit about this, but I think just from at least from what I can sort of understand is just that we have like thoughts that are good and bad and sort of in between, and it's just like if you act with like bad thoughts or as the Buddha says evil thoughts you're gonna pretty much be suffering for the rest of your life if you don't like get this corrected. But if you start to have a little bit of good thoughts just like I don't know, for example, it's unhealthy to say, but you know what, let's say you want to eat your favorite ice cream. That's a really good thought or bad thought, depends on the situation, but honestly I think it's more of a good thought. If you think about it, it's just whatever your favorite ice cream is, you're just like I cannot wait to have that right after I get done with work or whatnot, and you just like reward yourself with ice cream or whatnot, you know stuff like that. Or you reward yourself with something, I don't know, like maybe a hug from your mama. That'd be really cool. That actually is cool. Just any good thoughts that you can think of, it's just like it's just gonna reign true. I mean, heck, even to a certain extent, let's say if you get rewarded with such things like, I don't know, reading a book, um, working out, or just getting that like adrenaline and high off the adrenaline of working out would count as a good thought, or just pure happiness, just being able to just have fun and just, I don't know, like go to the park and maybe have a little bit of fun, just like chill on with the swings, or just wanting to like climb on the market bars, or since if you guys are like a little bit into calisthenics, you could just like do some like pull ups or muscle ups on there, and it's just like you still feel pretty good. Or parkour, I don't know, stuff that like makes you feel good about yourself. And I say, it works. And if you have like more good thoughts, you'll start to like act accordingly. Like you know, not having to allow yourself to like lose out and spaz out over nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping I'm making sense with what's going on here. Again, I'm just learning a little bit about this. You know what I'm saying? Like self development, does take time, and like being the best version of yourself does take a lot of time. And I understand that even sometimes we all bound to make mistakes. So hopefully with this message, I just want to like let you guys know that it's okay to experience emotions. It's okay to experience any type of way to express yourself. It's just that again, when it comes to having emotions completely take over what you're doing with your actions and your judgment of actions and other people and yourself, it can get destructive. So it's just you gotta try to strike a balance with with yourself, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, it's gonna take time. It's always gonna take time to like really come to that not necessarily a conclusion, but just come to that fruition, enlightenment, whatever. Just coming to the point where it's just like you're balancing with your life, because you know life is pretty much a journey. You're going to go through lots of hurdles in life, like we all do. It's just that, are we willing to go through all this problem and just like get better over it over time with it, or we dwell on it and just like continue to suffer. And it's just, again, both are choices that we all make in life. It's just, what is it that you're willing to control is up to you. you know because with a fixed mindset, it's just like oh, everything is going to be the exact same way. If it's not going to be that way, then I don't want it. Or just basically fixed mindset. It's just basically tunnel vision. Like you're so tunnel vision about like just one specific thing, one specific goal, or one specific whatever. Stuff like that. Just focus on one thing. That is a fixed mindset. you know but with a growth mindset, you're able to grow and learn from your mistakes, and even just grow and learn from other people, and just basically you're constantly growing as a person. You're still you. It's just that you're growing. You're becoming a different type of person. Not like you're um yourself one day and then you're a completely different person the other day with a completely different name. Although that depends on the situation, but it's just like, again, if you're still the same person that you were before, but it's just that you have like gotten like wisdom, you learn a lot, then that's what growth mindset really is. It's just you're learning to become the best version of yourself, and you're constantly growing every single day. you know Learning nuances about certain things, and not having to be just like so biased towards just the things that you know you want to like hear or want to know. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm learning all this, so hopefully, again, I want to make sure that the message is like clear to everyone that's like watching this, that it is important to take care of yourself, and experience how everyone experiences life, but it's also just do what you gotta do. Just make sure you don't harm another person. That's really about it. But yeah, I hope I'm making sense. Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with these points, and hopefully in the comments down below, let's just keep it peaceful, zen, and just have a proper discussion about like such things. Who knows? Maybe you guys, with completely different beliefs, can like teach me a few things about like something that I want to learn throughout my journey, learn self development. I like to learn as much as possible from different people, because hey, you never know. Sometimes you can learn from another person that you might not necessarily like or whatnot, and you just like think, huh, he does make a good point. Like for example, um, actually, I don't know. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, let's say someone has a completely different thing about like, oh, this is how, I do things, and another person has like another thing that they do. So I guess, for example, let's say this person is more into like fitness and the other person's more into academics or whatnot, but it's like, even though it's like completely different, beliefs or whatnot, or completely different ways that, people like, focus on, but it's like, if they're both willing to like listen to each other and, learn from each other, this person can learn a lot about, taking care of, their physical health, whereas the other person can learn about, academics, getting a little bit better, with the grades, or get better with, school or whatnot. Like, just the best of both worlds. And hopefully we could at least like come to that, but it honestly depends, because there are going to be some people that are just going to be like, so like closed-minded and ignorant and all that, where they'll just like, attack you regardless. So you just be careful with that. Of course, that's the thing that happens on Twitter, or whatever it's called now, X, or I don't know. That's I'm all for change, but sometimes there's just like certain things I'm just like, okay, this is new but kind of stupid. I don't know. I just think what they're doing with the whole new thing with X or whatever is just kind of silly, considering the X implication, with the internet. Like, I don't think I really need to go any further if you have type in X and the triple and the other X's, XXX. Anyways, you already know what I mean. You already know what I mean. It's just silly. It's just it. Like, maybe to me it is, but who really knows? But otherwise, I think that's all I want to say about this. Of course, it's always important to, control, your mind as best as possible, and, control your emotions as best as possible. It's okay to express it. It's okay to, show your emotions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just be careful not to go to the extreme where it's like you're allowing your emotions to essentially, rule your life. Okay, like just be careful with that. Anyways, this is your boy Shizeman21 sign out. I will see you guys in another video. Let me know if you guys have, any questions, or, just ask me anything, honestly. You can even ask me, what's the meaning of life, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say like bagels is the meaning of life. Maybe it is. I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching this, and take care of yourself. Drink water. I mean, I don't have a cup with me, but I should drink something after this. But we'll see. Bye. See you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in another litty video. By Boy Shizeman21. Peace.